Hey people, what's going on? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. Tough Talk.
How is that even possible?
Tough Talk.
Whoa! Stephen J. partner goes,
Show some respect. You did not answer the question.
he's a bad man.
Bad man.
He's a bad. He finally said it.
The slipper's gone. The dress has holes in it. The cart turned into a pumpkin again. So what else you gonna do?
I guess this team couldn't cover a twin mattress with a king size sheet.
Lights out season.
Lights out for you. Let's get as quick into the game as possible because I am not staying in this wig longer than I have to.
I want to party. Play it out, bro. While you talking this guy.
All right. What's going on, guys? What is going on? And I'm humble, and it's a blessing to have y'all guys join us today. Welcome to Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. Got my partner Ghost, my other partner Lou the Shooter, and we're here to bring to you the EHS A Division Championship. Carver Mobb, 3-time champion, back to back, facing YMM, a former 3-time champion, back to back, as they play in this game right now. Here we go.
I'm just going to say straight up. Obviously, we know the outcome of the game, but this was a great game, man. This was a great game. And nobody played perfect. There were both mistakes on both sides. There was a lot of, back and forths or whatever. But ultimately, it was an entertaining game, a battle all the way to the end. And I'm excited that we get to cover it all.
Yeah, it was a great game. This is a classic. And the thing is, I don't count YMM's championship appearance last year because of circumstances. I don't think they should have been in. This year they earned it being there. I'm just saying.
Well, I disagree.
What? Disagree? They should have all been. There's no way you can disagree. You start a riot, there's no way you play in a Final Four game.
That has nothing to do with the outcome.
Yes, it does. They should have never been in.
If they was on the field and they played and they won,
no. Again, Jay, my point is, they should have never been allowed for their behavior. This year, they deserved it.
Well, a lot of people would say that with the game they beat Bama. Do YMM belong here? When basically they say that was a tag at the end of the game.
No, that's totally different.
So we can sit down and look why the team shouldn't be here. Maybe
totally different. No. What I'm saying is, morality-wise, there's no way they should have been in a championship game. That's why they got their behind stomped.
And look how he starts off the show.
Yeah, see? I thought Stephen J was going to be the controversial one this episode. And Lou comes out of nowhere. Listen, that was left field for me.
It was well-deserved. Well, this year, look, the one thing, I've always been a YMM fan, and I'm glad of Corey's performance because, remember, they made 4 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Carver's going for their 4th.
Yeah.
So you can consider them a great team at the end of the day.
Well, we'll start it off with the interviews for both teams as we start the game off. Then I'll get my thoughts from Ghost and Lou about each team, and then we'll jump right into the game. We'll be right back.
Stephen J. here with Moya, new head coach of Carver Mobb as they prepare to play the championship game versus YMM. Your first year coaching, you had to step into one of the best coaches of all times, Shadow. How was it this season for you?
Oh, man, it was real tough, Nobody could fill Pam's shoes, So I just did what I've been doing the last 10, 20 years with Carver Mobb. He's been doing me and just been leading my team to victory.
Especially playing YMM in this championship game, you have a history. What are you going to tell your troops going into this game?
Well, we going into the game because both teams, we got talkers on both teams. So we're gonna do our talking on the field. That's why I'm telling my team, let's do our talking on the field. Let's leave it all on the field, and let's play ball.
Last thing, as you being a coach, what do you have to focus on this game?
My emotions. I got to really focus on my emotions, stay in the game, stay precise, and just let the game go how it go. But I got to really control my emotions.
Don't thank Moya. Stepping in, did a great job. They're back here.
Thank you.
One more game, though. Let's see what happens. All right, guys. Stephen J. here with Josh, head coach of YMM, as they go against Carver in the championship game. Last year, you made it here, lost that game. You're back here again. What do you got to do this game that you didn't do the last game?
Just keep fighting all the way through, man. the game was even pretty much the first couple minutes of the game, and then we came out flat, and then we just continued to keep sailing. So this time, we know, just got to stay confident, stay together. For me, we know there's going to be a lot of adversity at this game. For me, so we just got to punch back. When they swing, punch back. That's all.
Given your relationship with the Carver brand, Pam's being important to both teams. Now they're trying to four-peat and break the record of y'all three-peat. Is this destined to be the way going forward?
I mean, I think this was written, man. The only thing that's missing, man, is Pam's, man. This is supposed to happen. This is how it's supposed to go. And you know, who else but us, right? Who else but us, right? Last time we had a three-peat, they got stopped by a Harlem team. Now we got the opportunity to do the same. So, you know, like I said, the only thing missing out here is Pam's, but he's definitely watching today. Definitely watching.
Gonna thank Josh, baby. Here we go. Championship game. He's here, baby. We see y'all soon.
Appreciate those guys. A lot of pressure coming into this game on both coaches. Moya stepping in Pam's shoes, which is the most difficult thing anyone can do. You know what I'm saying? And Josh is finally, I think, is now respected as a coach. A lot of times he wasn't, but I think this run has solidified him as a coach, especially with the moves he makes. Lou, give me your thoughts of the mindset you think Carver is coming into this game. Ghost, you do the same, being that YMM is playing Carver, who blew them out, smacked them, embarrassed them in last year's championship. Starting with you, Lou.
Well, you know, this will be their first attempt at a championship without Pam. You know what I'm saying? So to them, it's a big game because of that, to keep the legacy alive. And then, you know, you got 3 in a row that you've won. It's almost like you think you're gonna win your 4th. You know what I'm saying? You're high on the horse because you've played well. And you know, you got to do what you got to do to win. They probably sent autumn shirts to some third world country like the baseball.
I don't think they had a 4-peat shirt. That was a rumor. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because you can only do that once, and if you lose the game, then you cannot wear the shirts for another few years, because you would need to win 3 in a row. And then I don't think they had the shirt. It's
that's
different.
a good tax write-off.
It's different to have a 60th shirt or a 59 shirt, because it all you wear it once you win that next championship. But a 4-peat, I don't think that they had that shirt. Ghost, your thoughts on YMM?
Listen, you mentioned the whole thing about Pam's, you know, not being here. This will be their first championship in EHS without Pam's. But I think it's a heavy heart on both teams, because both teams love Pam's, you know, as family. So this is a game where it's bittersweet on both sides, because you're glad that you're back, but you expect him to be on the sideline. He's not there. So this is something that I'm sure both teams remember. The thing with YMM is this was a bitter loss for them, that last championship that they played where Carver kind of spanked them, you know? And understand, Carver spanked everybody going into the championship.
Hey, yo.
Listen, we talking football here, all right? Watch your heads, man. Keep it clean. Listen.
Double Ayo.
Look, see, Lou, you starting trouble already. But serious note though, Carver was looking to dominate, sweep through the championship, and YMM is the only team that's left to stop them. And obviously it's important because there's a team that YMM has been facing for years, and so many times came up short, and they're looking for this to be the time where they show that they are the better team in this game.
All right, last thing before we go in, that's a good point, Ghost. I looked at it as, if you remember when the Lakers faced Philly in the championship, how the Lakers ran through everybody? That's what Carver did this playoff run.
Yes.
So it takes YMM, who actually beat them, we know, we're not going to act like we don't know, to stop that run. And not only beat them, they slowed down the attack that Carver had throughout the playoffs. Chuck played his worst game I've seen in the championship game since I seen him throw in the UFL championship game, which he threw terrible, that they lost, throwing 2 interceptions in that game. And who was on that defense? Let's remember that. All right, we're going to jump into the game. YMM getting the ball first. Corey with 3 passes in the gap for a decent game, but YMM is still forced to punt. I think, you know, a lot of butterflies, you know, a lot of, I don't want to say anxiety, but the platform is different. You know, the stage is different. It's so many people here. so many opportunities that you don't want to miss that I think they tried a little too hard. Didn't have it, but I'd rather punt than force a turnover, which is going to give the team the momentum right away. So YMM will have to punt, giving it back to Carver. Carver gets the ball. First down. Chuck throws it Sal in the gap. Low, almost picked off by Ice. Sal is a guy you have to watch going over the middle. He destroys the middle. But Chuck doesn't look comfortable already with this pass low to the ground. Chuck on 5 rush throws to West, cutting in the middle, who makes the catch in traffic. Nice game. Lou, West don't get enough credit for what he does, because I know he's in the shadow sometimes of Henry, but West is a very dangerous weapon, and you see Chuck going to him early here.
Look, Wakanda is a dog at the end of the day. The thing is that he doesn't talk much. You know what I'm saying? He'll, here or there, but he's definitely got great hands.
Third down, during the free play, Chuck on 5 rush throws to West in the gap, who makes the catch over Brown, getting him to the 15-yard line. Defense is flagged, but too many men on the field, declined. Ghost, YMM was running a lot of switches back and forth based on Carver's personnel and based on field matchups. Chuck caught them on this one. Easy play going downfield, but I think you have to pay attention. This is another place looking for West, and West is getting involved doing damage.
And the thing about it is, you can see the matchups that Chuck is looking for. You want to match up with West and Brown. You want to match up with defenders like that are not known for coverage. So when you see matchups like that, Chuck is always going to attack it. Wait for West to be there and make that big catch to keep the ball moving.
Fourth down, Chuck on 5 rush throws a Tech, cutting in the back in his end zone. Tech stops running, incomplete, turnovers, 1 down. These are guys trying to do too much. Guys trying to make too many moves. Luke, Chuck can't slow down the pass. You know what I'm saying? You make one move, this is a miscommunication. It hurts them because they were in the red zone and they don't score.
And it definitely was miscommunication because he could have hit him earlier, but you see Tech put his hands up, and I guess Chuck thought he was good, as you should, run to the spot, and Tech stopped. But if I'm not mistaken, it looked like Kevin might have grabbed him, hit him. I don't know if he ran into him. From my angle where I was at, I'm not sure, Ghost, if you saw anything.
He's talking slutty. Everybody doesn't know Kevin as
I'm not calling a grown man
slutty. That is his name. We need to let the audience must know who we're talking about.
They must know. It's been 3 years that I've been calling him Kevin.
Despite the fact that you don't agree with it, his name is slutty. Please keep intact for our audience. That is slutty. Ghost, listen, what do you think? Since Lou don't want to call him by his name, what do you think, Ghost?
I don't see enough contact to merit Tech stop running. Okay. And Chuck reacts to that too as well, knowing that he expected Tech to be at a spot. If he makes a spot, there's a touchdown.
Yep.
Because no defender was there. And understand, the way Chuck throws, he is a spot passer. He leads you to the spot. And because Tech wasn't able to follow through on that play, that leads to a turnover there.
Big stop there. YMM gets the ball. YMM with 2 short for a decent game. Third down, Corey throws the shot open in the gap, caught in the back of the end zone, ruled incomplete. YMM coach Josh throws the challenge flag. It's going to be challenged. Ghost, tell me of this play. Luke, tell me the play. Start with you, Ghost.
As you see Shaw cut to the side of the corner in the end zone, and when he makes the catch, Henry just gets there to put the contact to force him out. But if you look, the back foot drags as he goes out of bounds. So this was initially an incomplete play, and if you look on a fast motion, it's hard to see. But when you really slow it down, which shots to the cameraman, Skip, myself, I have to throw myself in there.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, who was it? Kinetic was out there. iPad, Skybox, all of these guys out there working, putting in their time to help us make our game better. But Skip initially was there to get them the review. Great shot because you see the foot drags. Wait for Corey to get the ball to Shaw in the right position where the defender cannot get to it for the score. And Josh got to get his flowers for making that challenge.
Lou, real quick before you go, check this out. This is my problem. I'm going to talk about this play. Henry and West have a habit of switching sides. That's how they run defense.
Yeah.
They bait quarterbacks by picking up each other's man. It looks like Corey and YMM was expecting that. Because if you look at the way Shaw runs his route, if West stays, he's covered. But because it seems like they knew West was going to leave, it makes Henry to have to go and chase.
Yeah.
Corey throws this pass at the perfect time, neutralizing Henry's speed to attack the ball. All Henry can do is get there and make the contact. This is a bad risk that Henry and West take, and you're going to see them do it a lot today, and they're going to get beat a lot because they're doing that. That is a great pitch and catch, touchdown, 6-piece, give me my biscuit. Go ahead, Luke.
You know what's funny? Because remember when Henry and West played for PME that first season, how they were having difficulty on defense.
Yeah.
They weren't communicating well. Also, I was shooting as well, Ghost.
Yeah, thank you. Let them know, Luke.
Anyway, and it's crazy because I had a good view. It's just that was AB was right there, and that play happened so fast.
You understand why he will call it out?
Yeah.
I understand why he called, and I looked at it at least 10 times, and I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the refs saw something different from all the other angles. That's the
Correct.
great part of having all them angles. And there was a look. He had him beat from the get.
Yeah.
He ran that post. It was.
Once West left, it was over.
It was over. You know what I'm saying? And great anticipation by Corey, but on even making it, calling the play and getting the ball.
Ed gets the extra point, 7-0, YMM. Chuck gets the ball back. First down, he throws the tech on the sideline, who cuts inside for a nice game. Tech is showing his ability. He's rising stock. This kid is dangerous, and he's making plays despite what team he's on. Second down, Chuck throws to Jalen open on the sideline for a decent game. Defense is flagged for holding decline. If you look here, Dave lets Jalen go. Ghost, YMM gets called for the holding, but the fact that they know when to use Jalen. Jalen is known to drop some passes, but he is able to catch the ball over the middle and make some plays. They find him here. He's a guy that no one really talks about until he makes a huge play. But this is the fact that Chuck looking and scanning the field and finding the guy he wants to find. Great play there. Third down, Chuck on the overload left finds Jalen cutting in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Tech gets the extra point. 7-7. They tie the game. I love this play call. Ghost, you can break it down after me. YMM is going man.
Yes.
So Chuck calls an overload. You cannot play man in overload. I don't care if you're Dion. You can't. So what happens is somebody's going to get open. If you look at how Carver guys, Sal, all these guys run up, Henry goes out. It's going to free up Jalen on the underneath. And if you look at Day, he's trying to find him. He just got beat by Jalen before. So for them to call this play and then find Jalen going on the underneath, great play call, great play, Carver ties it back up.
And you got to understand, Jalen is probably one of their most shifty receivers on that offense. So trying to find him in a crowd of other defenders is really difficult. And understand that one thing that Day has an issue with is he gets beat every now and then. He's not his defense is his Achilles heel. I'm not saying he's bad, but my thing is that's his weakness, in my opinion. And the thing about it is, you saw him get beat twice by the same receiver. Chuck is not a quarterback that's gonna miss the opportunity to make a play like that. And because of that, Day gets isolated and gets beat. This was bad defense all around.
One thing, since you can't say that he's a bad defender, I'll say it. Just saying.
Listen,
I'm surprised that
he's an athlete,
defense,
but
he's such a great defender. I'm so surprised. Nah.
I never said he was a great defender.
I know you're not.
I never said that.
I know you haven't.
Listen, he has to show more because I know he won Defensive Player of the Year in BQFL. I want to know who he was guarding out there because
but I'm gonna
his
tell
numbers
you,
don't match. He's an athlete, but he has no technique. He uses his athletic abilities to make plays.
But I don't want to single
known for man on man. Go ahead.
You're right. I don't want to single him out. This was just a bad defensive call in general.
Yeah.
You can't lock up on a play like this. So that's why they have to do zone and communicate. Because all it takes is one quick route. Somebody's getting beat. Unfortunately, that was Day.
All right. Corey gets the ball back. He's going to throw the Los in the gap. That's going to be dropped. Second down. Corey throws the Juice in the gap. Juice never turns around. Incomplete. YMM can't get much further. They're going to have to punt. We saw this on the first drive. They look like now, in the first drive, it was pressure because they needed to score right away. Then they score. Carver score. Here we go, pressure again. trying to match. Guys are not going where they gotta go, and they're gonna have to punt. That hurts them because you're trying to gain momentum and show you can go shot for shot with Carver, and they don't on this drive.
And Jay, one thing, there was no reason for him to even throw that pass. He threw it like on 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you called that particular play, there was no. He could have waited till somebody turned around because it was a surprise to them.
Yeah.
Carver gets the ball back. First down. Chuck throws deep to Henry. Wide open and the gap. Caught as he runs into the end zone for the touchdown. They miss the extra point. 13-7. Carver Mobb. If you look here, Ice gets beat at safety. Ice can't guard Henry if Henry was running backwards. I love Ice. Henry is arguably the best player in TFL. So if you're not putting a guy like Shy on him, Ice can't do it unless Ice is giving up more space. Henry cannot get a free release like this to run down the field and get wide open. This was a play. This is first down. So they called this play. And they went downfield. Y'all thought starting with you, Ghost.
And if you look here, you see Ice and Slutty at the safeties. It looks like Slutty calls him out. He points him out. If you look on the play, he points him out. But it looked like Ice was lost. By the time he saw Henry, getting the ball, he's like 10, 15 yards behind. So it looked like he lost. He didn't even see Henry run by him.
And safety. And why you called the safety?
But this is why
communication.
But understand. But this is why communication is key. The fact that Ice is not paying attention. If you look, like I said, he's coming from Slutty's side. Slutty points him out. Ice does not respond or react in time. By the time he even looks around, it looked like the ball sailed over his head. There was nothing he could do, and all you saw was Henry running 15 yards ahead into the end zone. That play was way too easy. That was just a badly defended play in general.
Yeah, because looking at the play, could you really blame Ice? I guess because he was. It looks like he was looking at Henry at that. So once Henry got past him, he was dead in the water.
But my thing is, you gotta know. First of all, you're about 10, 20 yards back. So you should see him coming. That's the point of safeties. The point of safeties is to see who's flying down, who they're gonna pick up. Now you see Slutty seeing him, and he's pointing him off. Why Ice didn't see him? So that's where that's my issue there.
And when
that's
I'm
the point
talking
of
about
safeties.
As far as speed, Ice has a very high Q defensively.
Yeah.
So you gotta know where that guy Henry is on the field, especially when he's running his post route. He runs his route at least 5 times a game. So you gotta know, especially on first down. You gotta watch him. So my thing is, Ice is too much of a good IQ defender to know I have to give space, move back a little more, know where Henry's at in order to make sure I'm at least in the vicinity. I can't lose where Henry's at, regardless of anybody else on their offense. That's what I mean when I criticize him. He has too high of an IQ to not know where Henry's at on the field and playing the safety position. That's what I mean. All right, so that's 13-7, Carver Mobb. Corey gets the ball back. First down, Corey, a blocker from G, runs in the gap for a decent game. Corey down with 2 passes to Los in the gap for a nice game. Corey building momentum. Remember, we've seen him get flat his last drive. Now they're moving the ball. 4th down, Corey on 5 rush. Throws to Slutty in the back of the end zone. Slutty can't get to it. Incomplete, turnover on downs. This is a big miss by Corey. Who do y'all put this on? Was this Slutty not making a play or Corey missing the throw?
It's just miscommunication. It's on both, because Slutty, if he slides over, he's there to make the play. This is similar to the play with Tech earlier. Right. Slutty's in the back of the end zone. He slides over, he gets to the ball. So he's not reading where the ball is going. And Corey I guess it was supposed to be a spot pass. And because of that, he's just out of position. So at the end of the day, that was a miscommunication on both sides, and I would say. These are moments where you cannot give up touchdowns there, because Slutty was open.
Yeah, he was.
He's open. So if you slide over a few inches, that's a touchdown all day. So that's unfortunate that at this point in the game, you can't even make the end zone plays that you need.
I think he was expecting the ball at that spot.
Yes.
That's what it was. He didn't bother to go with the ball. So yeah.
So, first down, Chuck throws a Nas, cutting on the sideline for a nice gain, stopping the clock. 3rd down, Chuck throws a Tech, cutting in the gap, picked off by Shy, who runs to the outside, getting him to the 40-yard line. This is a great play by Shy. We heard about this dude. He's a game player. I think, Lou, you mentioned he plays overseas. I don't know how YMM gets these guys. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
it's the Lucas Connect.
There you go.
The Hayes man.
So
Hayes.
this is a great play, great pickoff. You got to get this guy Shy's props. He already got a touchdown, and then he gets Chuck Hill with this pick. This was badly underthrown, and you could tell on the windup. If you saw in the bomb that Chuck threw to Henry, you see how Chuck knew the play was open and the way he stepped up and made that throw. Chuck does not go with the same form on this throw because it's like he don't want to overthrow it to the outside the end zone. So if you got to break down the information and think that much, this is probably not a safe throw. Shy is waiting for this pass. You can tell that he's able to drop. It's too much traffic. It's too much of a risk. This was a bad decision by Chuck, and they paid for it because they was in the red zone. Bad play by Chuck. That's an interception, guys. Last play before half, Corey throws it up. Today they're in the end zone, knocked away by Henry, taking us into the half, 13-7, Carver Mobb. Now, real quick, I'll break this down and we'll jump right into the second half. First half, Carver Mobb has gone 2 for 4. First half, YMM has gone 1 of 5. Now, Carver left points on the table.
Yes.
That one with Tech was open. Chuck got to make that throw. You know what I'm saying? And the first time they got the ball, they got stopped in the red zone. When you're getting in the red zone, especially in a 4-and-out dynamic, you have to put up points. For Carver to have started so strong with back-to-back touchdowns and YMM to go 1 for 5, and you're telling me the score is only 13-7? If I'm YMM, I got the momentum. I played a horrible first half offensively, and I'm still in the game. Carver did not put YMM away early when they should have. YMM is known as a momentum team, especially when the park gets involved. Coach, remember them old college basketball games when they had to feature when you're home, the crowd gets involved, and your percentage from the field goes up?
Yeah.
That's what YMM is.
Yeah.
Because of that style of play, the gangsters, the wild out, we just want to do this, we just want to have fun. That's why it's easy for you. You get fans and people follow you. If Carver, who no one wants to win because people hate the same team winning.
Yeah.
You got to put the crowd away first. Carver didn't do that, and they gave YMM momentum going into the second half. I think that was the problem.
My thing is, listen, crowd aside, all of that is true. I'm not trying to rebuttal that and all that, but at the end of the day, you just got to make those throws. Y'all got to make your plays. And Carver's been here too long, too many times to keep a team like YMM in the game and a half, who's going 1 and 5. So they're struggling. They are inching by keeping in this game, and you're not willing to put it away. All you're doing is you're giving them the opportunity to steal this game from you. This should have been your game. By the half, they should have put this game away. And the fact that they left it in play, that's all on Carver.
Well, you got to remember, like you said, Jay, they were 2 for 4, and it wasn't like they couldn't score on those 2 plays.
Right.
Tech stopping, you know what I'm saying? That was a clear touchdown. And then on the interception, it could be safe to say that it should have been a touchdown, but it's a risky throw thrown in between 2 defenders. So if anything, you leave out of there 3 out of 4.
3-4. All right, we're going to jump right to the second half. Second down. After a pass to Tech, Chuck throws the side open in the gap for a nice game. That's the guy they got to get the ball to, Lou. Sal gets Chuck comfortable, which is why they made the trade in UFL, bring Sal over, attack the middle. Great play, start the momentum off good. Great pitch and catch by Chuck and Sal, Lou.
Yeah, and like you've always said, he's the guy that finds the gap. You know what I'm saying? And you got to use him more.
Third down, Chuck finds Nas cutting in the end zone for the touchdown. Sal gets the extra point. 20-7 Carver. If you look here, Lucas and Shy go after Tech, leaving Nas wide open. Miscommunication. Both guys jump to one guy, leaves Nas, a guy who I think for Carver is dangerous in the red zone and in the end zone because he saw elusive and he gets lost. And he's a great route runner. Chuck finds him. It's good that he goes to a guy he's comfortable with. He looks to, I'm sure they did this plenty of times. That's a touchdown, Ghost.
But you got to understand, if you notice in the first half, both times that Chuck tried to go to the end zone and missed, Who was the ball thrown to? It was thrown to Tech. So that shows that Chuck is looking for Tech on these plays, and the defense is picking that up. Unfortunately, they chose the wrong time to rely and focus on Tech. They both go at him, leave Nas open in the front of the end zone. No, listen, every receiver on this Carver offense has to be watched. You cannot leave any of them open because any of them can do damage to your defense, and that's exactly what happens here. Nas a veteran of Carver, just one of the last people you leave wide open for a touchdown there.
First down, Corey with blocker from G runs in the gap for a decent game. The question was this a chop block? Guys went crazy, said Los went down low. What do y'all think? And I'll give you my thoughts.
I looked at this play over and over again. They were saying that it was a chop block, that he took his legs out or whatnot. It doesn't really look like that. It looks like Los, first of all, Los is like 4 foot nothing. So he's pretty close to the ground. And then when he goes to brace himself, he hits his Tech. He runs into Tech's chest. It doesn't look like a low for the legs, anything like that. This was just a straight up block. Tech runs right into him. This is not a dirty block. This was just a clear block there. I can see in fast motion that it looked like he took out his legs, but when you look at it clearly, that's not the case.
I concur with Ghost. It looked he's too daggone short.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it looked like he went to block, and then you see his hands go
It
down.
was just right there, right.
After the fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he went and then you see him getting up.
Right.
Yeah.
That wasn't.
Second down, Corey with blocker from G throws deep to Day, who makes the catch over West in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 20-13. YMM scores right back. Now, there's a lot of things wrong with this play. First of all, Corey had mad time.
Oh, yeah.
Mad time.
Yeah.
Second of all, if you look at this play, I said it earlier, West and Henry switching without talking. Henry is back there with Day. You look here, it takes so much time. Henry moves up to pick up the underneath route, which makes no sense because you're the safety.
Yeah.
West did not know Henry left. So if you look there, first of all, this is terrible by Corey because Day-Day's wide open. The man puts his hand up like he's in class wanting to ask the teacher a question. Corey looks at him but waits. As he comes back up, Corey makes the throw, but he throws the ball in the middle of the field as West is breaking to it. Now, I talked about Day-Day's defensive mishaps. He's a top 5 offensive player. This kid can run routes. This kid can catch the football. This kid is the reigning UFL Offensive Player of the Year. This is a great catch. West plays this ball wrong, but it's because he realized that Henry wasn't there and tried to attack it. So when he got there too soon. Misplayed it, and Day made him pay. That is a great pitching catch, and what happens with this, guys? Now the park is involved. The park is hyped. Something that makes YMM more dangerous, Luke.
Now, here's the thing. That was great blocking by G.
Yes.
Corey looked like he was doing a whole geometry of problem. He had so much time.
Yep.
I don't know what the heck Henry was talking about. We talked about the play, but I didn't realize why would you have Tech? I mean, Daquan, for those who don't know, that's Day. Behind you. And you worried about a dude in front of you, like you said, Jay, with Ice, where instead of whoever was in front of him, no, you got Henry behind you. Come on, the kid makes plays, and you're gonna go and poor West.
Yeah,
the sacrificial lamb.
Corey's not throwing it back here because I'm here.
No.
So here I go.
Remember,
so
you ran across. Oh, you saying Henry?
Yeah. At first he saw Henry. He not making his throw, so he's gonna go underneath. He's scared, and Corey wasn't. He went after him. Mm-hmm. So they was able to score 20-13. YMM scores right back. Chuck gets the ball. Second down, throws it to Tech, cutting in the gap for a nice game. Tech is a weapon, man. Yeah. Third down, Chuck throws it south in the gap, getting them near the 10-yard line. Fourth and goal, on 5 rush. Chuck throws to Henry in the back of the end zone. The ball is picked off by Shy, giving them back the ball Once again, Carver gets stopped in the red zone. But if you look here, they sent 2. YMM sent 2. This ball was tipped, picked off. You can't make this mistake. You gotta score. You're literally near the 10-yard line. Another red zone stop by YMM.
And honestly, I'm gonna tell you this. This looks like a desperation throw here because the pressure was coming. Chuck had no time on that play, and because of that, he makes a desperation throw. Shaw, who just picked him off from the same side, does the same thing again. This time, he goes up with one hand and pretty much deflects the ball to himself. This is a pass to Henry. Shaw was able to read the play yet again. It seems like Shaw has Chuck's number. And these were 2 bad throws in a row for red zone plays that Chuck was able to throw. Not in a row, but 2 throws that Chuck was able to make that end up going right into Shaw's hands. This was not a good play. Yet again, an opportunity missed by this Carver Mobb offense.
YMM gets the ball back. Second down, Corey with blocker from G. Rolls left, throws the edge on the sideline for a nice game. Holding on the defense after the play, 5 yards, ending the play. Henry went crazy. Henry said, I was trying to catch Ed. And this is why I love the love with these players, because Henry said, I wasn't trying to hold him. I was trying to catch him, but it's still considered a hold. 5 yards. All right. Third down at the 15-yard line. Corey with blocker from G. Those are low in the middle, getting them to the 4-yard line. Listen, G's giving them all day. Aaron is not really impacting them. They miss Tim. They miss Tim. Blocking as a receiver, on the switches on the defense, and on the pass rush. They miss Tim. No disrespect to Aaron, but
Aaron, get your weight up.
Tim is better. 4th and goal. Corey on 5 rush throws the juice in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Holding on the defense, we played it down. This flag was thrown on Henry. But if you see at the end of the play, Chuck is arguing the play only because he's saying that Sleddy pushes off after Henry's hold. So he thought it should be both ways, which should be offset, redo the down. So the down was going to be redone anyway, because it would have been holding. It would have been a holding and a push-off. So no matter what, the down was going to be replayed. But the push-off wasn't seen because it was so confined. So it's not saying it's like playing tag. You get caught after. You get what I'm saying? So Henry gets called for the hold as Sleddy's making his route, which is a redo of the down. But I understand what Chuck was saying. He's saying it should have been offsetting, redo the down anyway, but Sleddy pushed off. All right. Corey throws the day cutting in front of the end zone, tipped by Tech, incomplete, turnover on downs. Great stop by Carver. After getting the flag, YMM gets another shot. Carver comes away with a great stop. Got to give him a shout, Lou. Great defensive stand.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because, now this is where championship teams play well. You know what I'm saying? This is where you got to leave it on the field. But, especially with that hold that could have cost them, you know what I'm saying? And then to get the defensive stop, that was a great drive for them.
Lou had to leave, start up Bible study. I'm going to jump on Bible study. He'll come back to finish breaking down the game, but me and Ghost will finish this up. Remember, we just had YMM getting stopped after getting a holding call in their favor. They still got stopped. Great defense by Carver. Chuck gets the ball with 3 passes for a big gain, getting to the 7-yard line. 4th and goal. Chuck on 5 rush throws the out in front of the end zone. The pass is high, through contact, but dropped. Turnover on downs. Was there holding on this play? Now, this was a big play. Right now, the score is actually 20-13. Carver's up. They could have put him away with this play. I'm not gonna lie. There were several holding calls on this play. You're gonna have this one right here, and I was one of the officials, and I'm gonna tell you what I saw. And if we missed it, even if I didn't see it, and one of my guys, we missed it, which happens in football. If you look here, Henry is going to cut and beat Sal going across the field. I was looking at that play in the front because I'm looking for Shai to hold Henry because Henry beats him. So I'm watching the play going across. I should have scanned and let that go and scanned back. But I'm looking at, because if you look here, Henry's open. Henry's wide open cutting the front. Chuck pumps. Now, if you look at this cut, it looks like Juice is holding right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But mind you, Not looking that way, and the hole, I can't see that based on where it's at and how Juice positions his body. Still doesn't matter. Should have been a hole. If you look here, this is my only problem with this play. I think this is Boo Boo on 10. Boo Boo beats him going to the right, but then he stops his route and cuts back to the left. Boo Boo's open if he finishes this route. He doesn't. Now, in the back, Buto is guarding. It looks like Buto is guarding Sal. There's a lot of contact. A lot of contact. It could have been a flag. Sometimes the refs want to let the guys play through it and not throw a flag. I've been a part of those games. I've done that myself. I think this was two things. Carver missed guys open, but the refs missed this one also. And both of those hurt Carver. YMM has nothing to do with flag. They're going to play defense. If you see a flag, throw it. So this goes into YMM's favor. But I think the way that they were hiding the holes was great. But they were definitely holding calls. They were definitely receivers open. Carver missed his opportunity on their behalf, but the refs got to take credit because they missed the opportunity also.
And understand, this was still a ball that Sal could have caught. This was a little high for him because it's in his hands. He's bobbling, trying to keep control of the ball, and ultimately it just falls, and it leads to incomplete pass. But this was a high thrown ball in spite of all the holding, because Sal did break away at the last second and get his hand on the ball. If this was a lower pass, I think Sal comes down with it. So at the end of the day, they still had an opportunity. Unfortunately, it did not lean their way, and it leads to a turnover.
Again, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. This one, Carver missed the opportunity, so I gotta hold this if he's a great player. Chuck gotta see Henry going across. Boo Boo gotta complete his route, but more importantly, the refs have to make a call. There was at least too much contact, one hole. YMM took advantage of it because YMM's like, listen, it is what it is.
It's part of the game, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, they just capitalized on the play, that just didn't go Carver's way. But I'm going to put that on. I put that on Carver, but I put that on the refs. Somebody has to see it. Regardless if they're able to mask it, somebody got to see it, myself included. Both offense and the refs cost Carver this play. Now, remember, Carver's still up 20-13. Get the ball back. YMM gets the ball back. Second down, Corey with blocking by G. Runs in the gap for a decent game. Carver gave Corey too much time all day. Fourth down at the 25-yard line. Corey on 5 rush throws to Day in front of the end zone. The pass is bobbled by West. West tips it up. Caught by Slutty as he runs into the end zone for the touchdown. Now, let's go to this play before we go to the extra point. Again, the safety's attacking the ball. West jumps this route.
Yeah.
But it seems like he didn't know if he wanted to hit Day or break for the ball. This ball hits West in the chest. This is like him getting the catch. But because it's like a shortstop trying to think what he's going to do while the ball is coming and not before. He breaks to the plate, West, and, he saves it by tipping it back up with his hand. This was going to hit the ground. Slutty, now my question to Carver is, this is fourth down. Everyone stops and is watching him. The ball hit the ground. Everyone stops. Henry, and all of the guys stop. And doing what, Ghost? Watching the play.
Yeah.
West tips it up. Slutty gets the gift and immediately say, I got to go in the end zone. Ant dives to try to make a tag. People said Carver should have challenged this if Ant tagged him. Ant missed him.
Yeah.
Slutty runs into the end zone for the touchdown. They're down 1. Tell me what you thought.
First of all, I was so lost on this play. I'm glad that I got the end of it, and as the play happened, because sometimes the camera catches things that I miss. Because I'm trying to follow what's going on, and I can't see what's happening because I didn't know that the ball was still in play. I couldn't see that. And if you look, you see West bobbling the ball. Now, like you said, it looked like he went for the hit, but then the ball hit his hands and his chest, and he realized afterwards that the ball was in play. He had an opportunity to make a pick. So he keeps the ball in play, and Slutty, wait for Slutty to be aware of this play and keep it alive, stay with it, and is the only person to react to the ball and is able to waltz right into the end zone. They drop this, in my opinion, this is pretty much game over.
Game over.
So he literally saves this game by being aware of this play and keeping the game alive for this YMM team.
So YMM goes 2 to take a lead. Mind you, the pass is from the 15, no longer the 10. Now it's 4 seconds, but scoring from the 15 is still tough. Corey throws it up. Slutty over Alvaro for the 2-point conversion, 21-20. This is where they missed him. Alvaro would not have been in on this play. Tim would have been. I've seen Carver switch. Remember, Tim is out with a shoulder injury. This play is a mismatch. Alvaro is clearly a TFL Hall of Famer. We saw what he did coaching Street Fam. Did a great job, won Coach of the Year. But this is a mismatch. And Corey calls this play out on the matchup. That's one-on-one isolation. Slutty basically went up for a rebound, caught it, and is letting the guys know he has full possession as he's going down with one hand. This is a great play by Corey. Seeing the matchup, going after Alvaro one-on-one, and they take the 1-point lead.
And this was more than a mismatch. Nothing against Alvaro, that's my guy. But this was Slutty catching a ball on a little kid. That is unfair. That's what it looked like. Because he literally falls on him while holding the ball up. Now, one thing I want to point out is he makes this catch. They get the lead. YMM going crazy. The sideline going crazy. The only person that's not reacting and going crazy is Slutty. Even though he made 2 of these plays to get them the lead, he is not reacting. He is stone-faced. He has his game face on. He's calming everybody down. He's keeping them in the game, saying this is not over. Because they got to remember what team they're facing. How many times did Carver, with a little more than a minute and a few timeouts, was able to seal the game and steal it from the other team? So he's stone-faced, he's focused, and I like the energy because this is what keeps the team in the game. And that's how he was acting that whole play and afterwards.
All right, 21-20. But arguably the GOAT gets the ball driving down the field.
Yep.
Chuck throws the side on the sideline for a decent game. Next play is going to be offsides on the offense. 5 yards back, replay it down. Second down, Chuck throws to Jalen in the gap, getting him to the 40-yard line. 1 minute, 5 seconds left. Third down, Chuck drops back. He's going to try to throw to Henry in the gap, picked off by Slutty, giving YMM back the ball. This is a terrible play in so many parts. Let me tell you why. 1, no blocker. So now it's one-on-one. Chuck has no time. 2, no check. This is third down. No check down. All those guys are running deep routes. Then, if you see here, Henry's going to slant over. But if you look here, Nas is running the same route.
Yep.
So if you look in the back and you slow it down, Sal is open.
Yep.
Look here. Sal beats Juice in the back of the end zone. So, because 1, Chuck don't have time. Number 2, it looked like he was going for Henry the whole time.
Yeah.
Henry was not open. Slutty was there. And this was more them saying, my athlete is better than yours, and they got food. And this was not a great throw.
No.
Third down, you took a shot. You didn't have to. You have to keep a blocker.
Yeah.
They don't. And this is what kills them. Bad throw. YMM did a great job switching up personnel based on what Carver was doing, giving Chuck different looks. Chuck looked horrible all game. This is a bad throw. Great interception by Slutty.
Yeah. And you got to understand,